Beautiful skin is universally sought after. Like most women, I have a beauty regime and I'm proud to say that I'm a fan of skincare products. I love them and I can't imagine living without them. However, I did just do the math and well, it's not pretty. Personally, I'm using a number of products every day and the amount I spend on anti-aging cream alone could probably put someone through college. There are so many products on the market, but what really works? So what are you looking for in a skincare product?
Reduce my wrinkle and I want to look much more younger.
Having the possibility to have no more of those spots.
Heal my dark spot.
Something to reduce wrinkles.
And do you think that the products that you use work well for your concerns?
I hope so, but not sure. I hope so.
Kind of. I'm still looking for that right one, you know.
It seems that quite a number of people are eager to see their wrinkles and spots fading away. And they also have concerns about whether their products actually work. I'm glad I'm not alone in my concerns. So to get some answers, I'm here in Milan to attend the World Congress of Dermatology, or WCD for insiders. It only happens once every 4 years. It's the Olympics of dermatology, and bring together more than 10,000 international dermatologists and experts to share professional experiences, knowledge, skills, and technology for improving skincare. This is a great opportunity for me and all the beauty junkies out there to discover the next big thing that could help us look youthful and more beautiful. In any war, there's always a need for surveillance on the enemy in order to know what you're dealing with. And it's exactly the same with skincare. Yes, I'm that serious. This is a war against time and a war against aging. Now, jokes aside, there is this new tech that could help determine my skincare condition so that I can better understand if the products I use are really that effective. I'm about to meet a skincare scientist who'll show me some new technology and do a thorough checkup on my skin.
So at first glance, your skin is looking pretty good, but if we take a little bit of a closer look, what you'll see is some of the visible pores that start to be revealed. You can see a little bit of the difference in pigmentation that you're going to see at the surface, and then the secret, more of the change of color that you're seeing hidden underneath it, which you really want to hold off. And you can start to see a lot very fine but lines across the skin surface.
Wow, and I use products every day and my skin still can look like that.
Yeah, so one of the things that you might want to do is consider trying to use some different products. So if you want to go and see a snapshot into your future, then you could take a look at the other machine.
Oh, okay. This is a wake-up call. I'm really worried this is what I'm going to look like in 10 years' time. I think I need to find something or someone to help me with this. With over 10,000 experts at the WCD, I'm sure to find someone with experience to help answer my skincare questions.
I've heard a lot about a substance called Retinol Pro here at the symposium, so let's find some top experts to get an exclusive deep dive.
Hi doctor, can you briefly explain to me what is Retinol Pro?
Retinol Pro is a new retinol derivative, members of the retinol family, amongst which the most famous is retinoic acid. That's the prescription version. It tends to be a little more irritating and difficult to use.
And what can I use in terms of everyday skincare products?
Regarding everyday skincare products, it's exciting to be able to move forward with new retinol formulations. But certainly from a historical perspective, many of the retinol formulations can cause irritation. We know that retinol is converted to retinoic acid in the skin. But if you really tease it out, that conversion rate to retinoic acid is incomplete, so you're only getting part of the product. And we also know that if you look at the older formulations, there can be some irritation and the product isn't very stable.
Okay, now I understand why products that I use with retinol in it don't always work perfectly. What would you say is a better solution?
I'm really excited about the new studies on Retinol Pro. And studies presented here at the World Congress of Dermatology show a 43% improved absorption and penetration rate than current retinol formulas. Penetration, though, isn't everything by itself either.
So it has to transform into the active form of retinoic acid in order to be effective?
Yes, and that transformation rate from Retinol Pro to retinoic acid is 51% more than traditional retinol formulas, and it's 2 times more effective than traditional retinol formulas in cell utilization.
Well, that all sounds great on paper, but I am curious to see the effects on an actual person.
Well, there are clinical studies being done in Beijing, China, and you can talk to the study coordinator and they'll tell you all about it.
Hi, Doctor. Can you give us a sneaky peek at your latest clinical study for Retinol Pro?
Absolutely, yeah. This is a clinical study conducted at an independent laboratory to test the efficacy of Retinol Pro on 46 female subjects, but all real women, using state-of-the-art imaging methods from Canfield, like OLE, NEXA, to measure the visible improvement in their skin. So they've been using a formulation containing Retinol Pro for 28 days, but now they're back at the lab, ready for their final measurements.
用完28天之后，就感觉整个皮肤的通透度和白皙度特别的好。然后最明显的呢，就是淡化皮肤这个细纹，眼角的这个细纹淡化的是相当的明显。其次呢，就是像这个抬头纹，还有这个法令纹，也有一定程度的淡化。
The study showed that in 28 days, there was an average reduction in wrinkle area fraction of 21% in the cheek area, 16% in the crow's feet area, 12% on the forehead, and more than 10% in the under eye area and the nasolabial fold. And remember, this is only 28 days. So in previous studies, we've only seen single-digit improvements. So what we're seeing here is really extraordinary. And it's really worth noting as well how this technology works on human skin mechanistically from first principles. So I'd really encourage you to go and talk to the people who've developed innovative methods in this area.
At Durham University, we have developed a robust and reproducible skin model that we can use to recapitulate human skin. And we've used these models to test retinol propionate. So when we exposed the models to retinol propionate, we saw a 1.3 times increase in epidermal thickness and a hyperproliferation of the basal cells. And then when we looked at the dermal component, we saw an increase in collagens.
In separate in vitro experiment, retinol propionate can increase 2.8-fold collagen production in fibroblast and also can increase 3 times hyaluronic acid production in keratinocyte.
Wow, I mean, that sounds amazing. Thanks so much, doctors. I can't wait to add Retinol Pro to my skincare regime. I still require a little assurance as to whether the effects of Retinol Pro are too harsh for me. I don't want to jeopardize my skin just to reduce some wrinkles. I'm about to meet 2 dermatologists from the innovation team, so let's ask them about this. Hi, Doctor. Congrats on the innovation.
Thank you so much.
I do have a tough question for you, though. Is Retinol Pro going to cause skin irritation the way that retinol does?
No, actually, we haven't found that at all. Retinol Pro Complex is actually a proprietary technology that contains retinol propionate along with niacinamide and Cara. The retinol propionate concentration is 0.3%, which is what's recommended by the EU. And in studies with patch testing, we've compared 0.1 retinol, 0.5% retinol, 0.3% retinol, which are all very common over-the-counter preparations, with our Retinol Pro, which contains 0.3 retinol propionate. Patients did not develop any redness or irritation. The patch testing showed no development of rashes, and the product was so well tolerated.
Hi, Doctor. Will Retinol Pro become less stable over time?
Well, that's a really exciting thing to know. Retinol Pro has tiny little microparticles, which allows it to be stable and really in a safe haven against oxidative stress as well as temperature. And with the addition of niacinamide, it gets even better.
Niacinamide? I think that's quite enough science for one day. We'll come back to that in the next episode. Thanks, Doctor. It's been such a busy but rewarding journey. The new Retinol Pro formulation is definitely my biggest discovery at the WCD. I finally found a possible saviour for my wrinkles. My mission is not over yet. In the next episode, I'll learn more about the scientific truth behind spot fading and tone improving